The Chief Justice stared down at her like she was something crawling across the floor. "I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?" he asked. My mother swallowed hard, her voice cracking. She can barely hold a job." The entire courtroom turned to look at her, not me. Her trembling hands. Her cheap beige coat. Her lies delivered with the confidence of a saint and the precision of a knife. I didn't flinch. Not when she tried to humiliate me. Not when she called me unstable. Not when she stood in front of the highest judges in the state and tried to destroy the career I built with blood, sweat, and years of silent scars she left on me. But then the Chief Justice said the words that sliced her open. "Ma'am, she's been a judge for 6 years." Her face went white. And for the first time in my life, I didn't rush to save her. Because she had no idea that this entire courtroom, this entire moment, was my revenge. The first time I ever realized my mother feared me was the day I stopped fearing her. It happened in a courtroom, my courtroom technically, but today I was on the other side of the bench facing allegations so absurd, so vicious, that even my colleagues whispered about them in hallways. Anonymous accusations of corruption. False claims of falsified records. Allegations of biased verdicts. I knew exactly who had written them the moment I saw the handwriting. My mother's loops. Her slanted T. Her overpressed periods like tiny stamps of judgment. I didn't want to believe it until I saw the return address on the envelope. Her street. Her house number. Her handwriting. Her betrayal. And now here she stood, smiling nervously in front of the Chief Justice as if she hadn't tried to burn my life down with a letter. "She can barely hold a job," she said again, louder this time, as if volume made her lies true. My jaw didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. My heart didn't even race. I'd prepared too long for this moment. I had spent months gathering evidence. Every receipt. Every email. Every whispered phone call she made. Every witness she manipulated. One piece at a time I built a case. Not against a stranger. But against my own mother. And now I was ready. People ask when the damage started. The truth? I don't remember a time when my mother wasn't shaping me with sharp edges. "The world isn't kind to women who dream too big," she would say while yanking my hair into a tight bun before school. "Better you learn that from me." Her love came wrapped in criticism. Her protection always felt like punishment. Every achievement was met with a reminder that I hadn't done enough. When I got straight A's, she told me, "Let's see if you can maintain it." When I got into law school, she whispered to my aunt, "Let's see how long this phase lasts." When I passed the bar in my first attempt, she said, "Some people get lucky." Lucky. As if I hadn't studied until my bones hurt. As if I hadn't done everything I could to make her proud. But nothing was enough. And yet, I kept forgiving her. Because daughters are trained, conditioned, to love their mothers even when the love feels like bleeding. When I was nominated for the High Court bench, I thought, stupidly, that maybe finally she'd be proud. Maybe she'd see me. Really see me. Instead, an anonymous accusation letter arrived at the council 2 weeks before my hearing. It was written on cream stationery, the kind she bought in bulk from that tiny shop near her house. She accused me of manipulating verdicts, of accepting bribes, of abusing my position. And I knew it was her. But I didn't cry. I didn't confront her. Not this time. I stayed silent. Watched. Listened. Planned. Because revenge isn't fire. It's ice. And I had waited my whole life to freeze her out. I traced the letter's paper source. Bought at a local stationery shop 3 blocks from her house. I requested the security footage, quietly, discreetly, through a colleague who owed me a favor. There she was. My mother. In a navy coat she'd worn for years. Paying in cash. Handwriting clearly visible in the video as she signed the purchase slip. I tracked her emails. Her phone calls. The concerned citizens she had coached into giving statements against me. Every lie she crafted became a nail. And I collected them. One by one. Until my file was full, heavy, undeniable. And then I waited. Because I wanted her to walk into that courtroom believing she'd won. When she took the stand, she looked almost proud. Like she was performing a sacred duty. "She's my daughter," she said gently, hand on her heart. "But she's unstable. She jumps from one thing to another." I nearly laughed. She'd been using the same line since I was 16. The Chief Justice asked calmly, "Do you have proof?" Her eyes glowed. Yes, she said, holding up the anonymous letter. I received it from someone close to her. The room shifted. People leaned in. He thought she had them. She had no idea what was coming. Then the Chief Justice nodded at me. Judge, do you wish to respond? I stood. Poised. A quiet storm in heels. Your Honor, I said. With your permission, I'd like to submit new evidence into the record. Her head snapped toward me. First confusion. Then fear. She recognized my tone. It was hers, the same cold, sharp tone she'd used to discipline me my whole life. I placed the file on the bench. This evidence proves that the letter submitted against me was authored by the witness, my mother. The courtroom gasped. And I didn't look at her. Not once. The Chief Justice opened the file. Handwriting analysis. Security footage. Email logs. Phone records. Receipts from the stationery store. Every detail, every lie, documented with surgical precision. He flipped through the pages, his jaw tightening. Finally, he looked at her. Ma'am, he said slowly, you understand the severity of submitting falsified allegations against a sitting judge? Her lips trembled. I was only trying to protect. He cut her off. She's been a judge for 6 years. Her face collapsed. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. I didn't even blink. I simply stood there and watched the truth unravel everything she had built. Every lie. Every manipulation. Every attempt to control me. Destroyed by facts. By evidence. By me. She called that evening. And the next day. And the next week. First angry. Then confused. Then desperate. You've humiliated me, she wrote. No, I responded. You did that yourself. She wanted a daughter she could control. She forgot she raised a woman who could not be controlled. The court didn't punish her. But silence did. Her friends stopped calling. Her bridge club quietly dissolved. Neighbors avoided her when she walked outside. Whispers followed her at the grocery store. She built her life on judgment. Now she lived under it. And honestly, that was enough. I didn't need her jailed. I didn't need a public apology. I didn't need her to beg. I just needed the truth to be louder than her lies. And it finally was. Sometimes I still see her at family gatherings. Ones she wasn't invited to, but shows up for anyway. She stands at a distance watching me. Her eyes watery. Her hands twisting the strap of her purse. Pretending she belongs there. Pretending she's still someone people trust. I never approach her. She has to live with what she did. And I have to live free of it. Revenge isn't always about destruction. Sometimes it's simply about exposure. Letting the truth breathe in a room where lies once suffocated everything. My mother didn't just betray me. She taught me exactly how to dismantle her. And I did. Not with rage. Not with shouting. Not with chaos. But with silence, patience. And the very justice she weaponized against me. Because in the end, justice doesn't always need a sentence. Sometimes all it needs is light. If this story hit you in the chest, if it made you angry, sad, or deeply satisfied, then hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me, what's the coldest revenge you've ever seen in real life? And don't forget to subscribe for more emotionally charged, explosive revenge stories. The kind that stay with you long after the video ends.